What up, folks? Once again, it's your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. President Biden passes legislation targeting black people. I know it sounds quite accusatory, but that's what's likely to happen here. Make no mistake about it. So what are we talking about? Talking about bills, H.R. 7334 and H.R. 7352, better known as the PPP and Bank Fraud Enforcement Harmonization Act of 2022. Remember those PPP loans, better known as the Paycheck Protection Program during COVID, where folks were getting money. A lot of folks in the hood was getting $10,000 checks based upon hardships that their business that did not exist was going through. That's what we're talking about. But I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but I want you to hear Biden passing the bill.
I'm going to be signing very shortly two bipartisan bills that begin to restore that faith. Too much of small business relief funding, which was passed by the Congress, ended up in the hands of those who either didn't need it or criminal syndicates who outright stole the money. Not only did the Trump administration let the biggest businesses with the teams of lawyers and accountants skip to the front of the line, my predecessor undermined the watchdogs who were supposed to be on the job to make sure relief went to mom and pop businesses who were supposed to get it in the first place. American people deserve to know that their tax dollars are being spent as intended. My message to those cheats out there is this: you can't hide. We're going to find you. We're going to make you pay back what you stole and hold you accountable under the law.
Oh, this is going to net a whole lot of black folks. There was folks all around, in the hood buying rims, big screen TV, shoes, and everything with this money. You've seen Snoop Dogg, Kevin Hart, comedians making jokes about it. There was so many people getting their hands on this Paycheck Protection Program money, PPP loans. Surely you've heard about it. Now, it wasn't all just black people. Make no mistake about it. It wasn't just African Americans, but we are the ones that tend to be financially strapped when it comes to hiring lawyers, maintaining paperwork, and fighting against prosecution. So when they come after us, we're going to be the ones that are probably going to sink more than swim. When they go after corporations, the corporation will at least be able to show we did have employees. A lot of folks in the hood getting this money that was based upon your company having hardships, not being able to meet your payroll, did not even have a company at all. They just made up an LLC. And make no mistake about it, where there is prosecution, there's going to be snitching. So you had a lot of folks that wanted the money, but was not savvy enough educationally to fill out the paperwork to send to the government to get the money. So you have people filling out paperwork fraudulently and collecting a percentage of the proceeds to help folks get the money. So say you wanted to access to $10,000 in PPP, you'd pay somebody, well, if you fill out the paperwork and get me the money, I'll give you $500 of it. There are people who made a lot of money like that. So that person is also in on the issue. Obviously, at the end of the day, the person who received the money is going to get the most punishment. But if you can snitch on one person that may have filled out paperwork for dozens of people, they're going to probably go after him too. They didn't, and if you notice, Biden didn't just suggest he wants the money back. He also said he wants them held accountable. So there will be fines and all of that. So, do you think that Charlemagne the God is correct in making this statement?
Y'all know President Biden loved locking black people up, and y'all just helped him.
Or do you simply believe that they're getting what they deserve? It's going to be mostly us. I can tell you that for certain, because like I said, we can't hire lawyers and things like that because we are on the lower end of the socioeconomic scale. But at the same time, it should be advisable that if you receive PPP money, Paycheck Protection Program money, regardless if you got it legally or illegally, even if you got it illegally, you should certainly put your paperwork aside, because this bill gives them 10 years to come after you. That's the purpose of this bill. It gives them 10 years. A whole decade to come after you. So 5 years, 6 years from now, they can still come after you for this. So what I'm suggesting is you certainly keep your paperwork, because even if you got the money fraudulently, let's say you got 10 grand that you shouldn't have got based on a business that you didn't have. What if they come after you for 50? We got evidence to show you received 50 grand in loans. You need to be able to show, look, I screwed up, but I didn't get all that. So certainly keep your money, keep your paperwork rather, regardless of how you got the money or how much you got. Now, obviously, if you got the money legitimately, you certainly need to keep your paperwork too, because they may audit you based on that. But with 10 years and literally millions of dollars on the line to collect for the government, you can expect lots of people to go down. My guess is they'll probably be hiring attorneys, hiring folks, auditors or accountants or whatever, specifically designed to go after folks. There's a lot of money to be collected on this because there's a lot of folks that receive money that they did not deserve. But I want to ask you, do you see this as President Biden? Remember, Biden is responsible for the crime bill that locked up a lot of African Americans back in the 80s and 90s. But do you see this as something similar to that? Because keep in mind, even with the crime bill, don't do the crime, you're not going to get the time. Could be the same thing here. Or do you see this as a bill that they passed knowing it would net a large amount of folks at the bottom, African Americans, folks who are financially strapped? Do you see this as any way being against African Americans? Which is why I titled it, Biden passes legislation targeting African Americans. Because when you pull a net up out of the water, that's what you're going to catch. That's what's going to be caught here. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Always subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my shit or you ain't black. Come on now. Show your boy some love. Try to bring you guys good content. Appreciate all you guys who do watch me live on TikTok every night, on weeknights rather. And I'll catch you in the next video. It's your boy Tim, Handsome Liberal. I'm out.